Jalen losing Dallas, how big a loss is that? Like, how do you adapt to not having him?
Um, losing a talent like him, he's a guy that can't be replaced. For us, we have to trust in everybody and trust in everybody in their opportunities and taking advantage of the opportunities coming their way. Continue to play team football. I think we try and go out there and play complementary football, so just continue to do that.
Nick, just good.
Oh, sorry. When you look at the way Jack has progressed as a receiver, what have you seen from your vantage point, as well as Grant Capitera too?
I think that room is well coached, and I think they have a great example in Dallas. Watching him all the time, getting to see how he does things, and I think prior to Dallas was able to watch Zach Ertz and learn a lot from him. So a lot of respect for him as well. And I think, those guys will be ready for the opportunity when it comes. They put the work in every day. We have a lot of trust in them.
Nick just mentioned that. Nick just mentioned that he can see your trust level in Jack. Just curious where that comes from and why you are confident in it.
My trust in every individual on the team comes from the preparation we put throughout the week and the off season. All of that, it all comes into account. So it's definitely a thing of diligence, a thing of time invested into someone, and we just go out there and try and execute, and it displays itself on the field.
Where do you think Tyree is at coming back from injury?
Yeah, I know he's been on the 21-day activation thing. I won't get into the details of something I really don't know about, but I know he's feeling better. He's moving really good, and when this opportunity comes, I know he'll be ready as well.
It seemed like after the game on Monday, there was kind of a sense of calm in the locker room. Guys weren't panicking. Why is that?
I think for us, it's about us and the things that we can control. We know we go out there and control the things we can. We're a really good football team. If we don't, you don't have the outcome that you want. That's not anything new. That's not anything that hasn't been said before on my behalf. That isn't anything new. So I think the formula for us is what we know it is, and the process for us is our process, and we have to be committed to that. We have to maintain that hunger. We have to be eager to do things the right way, because it's the right thing to do things the right way,
In what ways can some of the non-tight ends step up in the offense now, whether it's guys like Pascal and Quez or the backs out of the back?
I think it's just taking advantage of opportunities when they come their way. And that's all of us. I really admire this team. I admire the individuals on this team, because every individual on this team looked themselves in the mirror and they held complete accountability on themselves for how they could have done something better. And not only after a loss, but that is after the joyous moments. That is after every game. So that is something that I admire about this team. I admire that about the individuals on this team and the mentality that we've grown to have as a collective group. And I think when the opportunity comes, I will always trust them to take advantage of the opportunities, just as they'll trust me to, make it happen. So it's a team thing.
When you look at a guy like Quez, I mean, obviously, people will point to the fumble and everything, but the fact that he's able to get behind the defense, his speed and everything, how valuable is that to you as a quarterback?
Yeah, I think, let's look at the bigger picture. Is every individual on this team brings value to this team and makes this team special. Everyone. We talk about doing stuff together. We talk about being on the same head. We talk about the importance of being able to go to battle for one another. Everybody adds value to this football team, and everybody has that trust with the preparation that we put forward to go out there and execute at the highest of highs in terms of our level and our standard. And when there's, that's what it is. I think every game we try and go out there and play to the standard. And I think enough has never been enough. Personally, enough has never been enough. So when you're talking about trying to go out there and play to a standard all the time, and yeah, you win the game, but did you play to your standard? Did you do what you wanted to do? Did you, impose your will on the team? Did you dominate, so say? So it's a mentality of this team. I know we're hungry. I know everybody has a part to play, and we are committed to doing our parts and dominating our box so we can all get the outcome we want in the end.
After the game on Monday night, Ron Rivera said specifically keeping you off the field, you in particular, was one of the reasons why they wanted to run that ball control offense they did. How can the offense handle that, and how can you guys also counteract it?
Yeah, I don't think that's it's not the first ball club that has tried to do that to us, and they did a really good job with their game plan, but ultimately controlling the things that we can, controlling the things that I can, and simply executing as an offense when the opportunity comes. Obviously, we've done a really good job of protecting the football and taking the football away, and that was a game where it wasn't a reflection of what we've been throughout the year. So, can't turn the ball over.
Grant, someone you have a background with from college, where have you seen him make strides this year and from the time you first played?
Yeah, Grant, he's always been a silky smooth guy. Caught the ball really well, always has, always finds ways to get open. So he's a guy that definitely will step up for us. I have trust in him, being ready for his opportunity.
When you look at the video now of the Colts defense and seeing after they made the coaching change, what have you noticed from them specifically that they've done differently?
Well, I think the mentality of the guys that they have in the locker room, they seem to be a very hungry group. I know the aura about them. I guess they're hungry. They're a hungry team. They've always been a hungry team, regardless of the coach. And I know that they go out there and battle. They're a really good football team, and they do really good things on both sides of the ball. And I think for us, when we talk about us and the things that we can control, we just have to execute versus them. We have to execute.
You're playing on indoor turf. You did a couple weeks ago in Houston, but you have more games, Dallas, New York. Do you have a preference in what kind of surface you play on?
I know there's been a thing of that with the health concerns and all that, and I'm all for what the guys want in the grass. I don't see a problem with playing on grass and why it couldn't all be grass. So if we have an issue with something and it's presenting an issue and there are things that can support that and make the case for all grass stadiums and playing on all grass fields, I'm all for it.
You're obviously locked in to what goes on here. You also tell us you learn from everything. Are you someone who looks at different plays or different quarterbacks around the league each week to see different things you can pick up on?
It happens organically, whether I'm watching a Thursday night football game, Monday night football game. It always kind of comes organically. So I think that's how I handle it.
And one thing that obviously was a high-profile game this weekend was that Buffalo-Minnesota game. There were situations there on both sides that were obviously relevant to the quarterback, whether it's ball handling, short yardage. Are there things you pick up on in those situations?
Yeah, we talk about football, situational football often. We talk about the keys to victory and the importance of fundamentals in those games. And I won't knock anybody else for their lack of execution in the moment. I can only control what I can, and in reality, we just had a game, and I know we're on somebody's what not to do tape. Of you make a big play, you fumble the ball, or a critical moment before 2 minutes, not executing the way you're supposed to. Interception, giving a guy opportunity. The other fumble, these are all things that fundamentally that you can't do if you want to win football games. So before we learn from anybody else, we got to look ourselves in the mirror and learn from ourselves. So I appreciate your question, but my only concern is getting this team to play the best that we can.
Was the ESPN segment your first trip to the art museum?
It was.
Did you run up the rocky steps, or did you ever come inside of that?
Hopefully one day, not that day though.
All right, guys. Thanks,